I'm Jennifer Angel. These are your stars, Gemini. Okay, so Gemini, you still have Mars, the planet of action and motivation, in your sign this week. It is going to transit out into the next sign, ingress into the next sign on the 14th. So that's the end of this week. So use this energy while you have it in your sign to really get organized. Now, as I probably mentioned to you over the last few weeks, there's a way to work with the Mars energy, and a way that you can either control it or it controls you. Now, you need to be a little bit careful of it because you're a thinker. You've got a lot of things going on in your mind. You like to communicate. The Mars energy, when you're communicating, can have you sort of blurting things out and saying things that you really didn't want to say, particularly right now with Mercury, the planet of communication, which is your ruler, retrograde in the very next sign to you. Then misunderstandings can happen, and all of a sudden you've got a situation that you're in there trying to do damage control over, and you think, wow, where did that come from? Okay, so you need to be a little bit careful of that with the Mars energy, particularly with the Mercury retrograde. Now, you need to get organized with Mars because the energy is quick, it's brash. Let's not forget there's two sides to everything with Mars. It can be like assertive, and then there's this fine line where assertiveness can cross over to be aggressive. So one thing, you need to keep that line on just being assertive to move forward. Now, if you're organized, you can get an abundance of work and anything just done, because Mars is like the motivator, and it motivates you to get things done. If you're not organized, then that energy can just send you around, running around in circles, and those times in your life where it's all very frustrating because you're busy, but you're not really achieving anything. So, you're off doing one thing here, something else there, and it's very scattered. So you need to just direct and control the energy, and this is what I mean. If you can control the Mars energy rather than it controlling you, then you've got it made. Okay, so you've got that energy for this week. Try to make use of it. Now, there's a lot of activity happening in your solar second house. Now, there's a new moon on the 8th in this area. Mercury is there. It's retrograde, as we just mentioned. The Sun is there, our most powerful force. The Sun is also conjunct with Mercury, so it's at the exact same degree, in the same sign there, and that just helps with you being able to express yourself and express who you are and what you want out of life. Mercury's retrograde, so make sure you're putting clear messages across, so it's coming across in the way that you intend it to. Jupiter is there for the next year. Jupiter is the planet of abundance and expansion. Okay, now the second house is all to do with money, possessions. It can be like your home, as in real estate, and property and investments. It's also an area of your self-worth. So sometimes it can be the amount of return that you get can be simply directly relative to the amount of self-worth you have. Like, how much do you think you're worth? And that's what you'll get back. So if you're struggling with that a little bit, Gemini, then a good exercise to do is to sit down and work out or write down these three things. What are your skills? What are your attributes, and what knowledge do you have? You have an abundance of knowledge. You have a lot to offer the world, and you have skills. Like, what type of person are you? That's called the ASK formula. So attributes, skills, and knowledge. I think it goes the other way around, but anyway, you get the idea. So work that out and really and if you're still struggling with that exercise, then ask 5 closest friends or family members, what are your 3 top traits that they like about you as a person or skills, and try to just get that self-image up higher, so you can start to attract what you're really worth in life, not what you think you might be worth, okay? All right, now what else is happening? Right there in your 6th house, we've got Saturn. I'm looking at the symbol and trying to get my words in my mind to connect. So we've got Saturn, which is a business-minded planet in an area of work for you. It's coming out of its retrograde phase this week, so that's on the 8th, earlier in the week, the same day as the new moon. So, and the new moon is in, let's say a financial area, and Saturn is in a work area. So it's a very, very good vibration to have, to really do something new on a work level that's going to be financially viable for you, particularly as Venus is sitting there in your 3rd house, and this is very good for communications and meeting with people and putting yourself out there and presenting yourself well. All right, so Gemini, thanks very much for watching. It's a good week coming up. As always, as I say, there's always areas of support and challenge, but I hope you feel that things are starting to progress. Thanks for watching. I'm Jennifer Angel.